is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. My name's Osiris. That's Chewy, and above me is Langelandia. How you doing?
I'm good. I when you said how y'all doing, I didn't know if that was directed at me or
both of you.
I don't talk.
People in chat.
I don't talk.
It's funny because when you like look down a little bit, I feel like you were looking directly at me. Like it's like the Brady Bunch, you know?
Oh,
Like I can look up at you.
I am.
It's like, hey, dude, how's it going?
Oh wait, that's the right way. Yeah. Oh, what's up, dude?
Oh yeah. Hey, how you doing? Wait, which way is this? Oh, I gotta go that way when I'm talking to Chewy. What's up, man?
There you go. Other way,
I'll
Chewy.
look the other way. Sorry. There we go.
Oh god, this is so stupid.
Anyway, this stream.
I'm so sorry for everyone that has to have me as a guest tonight.
It's okay.
We're going to go over our fine sponsors because this stream is brought to you by Dixie Mech.
Ooh.
Now take the cold soda can and wipe your neck with it.
Oh, dude, it's too. See, the koozies keeping it nice and chilly on the inside.
But that's the Diet Coke move, you know.
Exactly. But no, you can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com, check out GMK Botanical and Mech Madness. Zap Cables, go get some cool coasters that they just send you, cables, desk mats, all that fun stuff. And Tight Beast, make sure to get in on that. There it is. I got the same one. Look at that. Boom.
You're twinsies. I don't have one. I'm not cool enough.
I'll bring you one.
Never gonna be cool enough.
Tight Beast, make sure to check out his awesome newsletter. He's got some very, very solid opinions on things in the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. And then next up we got, we saving half for now, half for later?
Yeah, do them all. We'll do them all both times.
Do them all both times. All right.
They sponsor you. Let's give them shout outs. Buy shit from these people, please.
Next up, we got switchmod.net/Mechs on Deck. Get yourself 4% off everything they've got in stock. Get yourself lubed up with some 205 grade 0 or some 3203 or maybe even some 3204, which I don't have on my desk, so I can't show off. But pick it up, gets you 4% off. Chewy's got it all right next to him. Look at that. He's fancy. Oh, boom. He's even got the branded one. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out. Go to mechsondeck.project.link. Our sponsor, Project Keyboard. They are running GMK Ashes all month. Designed by our good buddy Tyson. Check that out. It's doing well. Grasscar, I see you. Also, he's doing a giveaway on his Instagram, so go check that out. You want to be entered to win a Switch Couture Alice, kind of a full build minus caps. Pairs great with GMK Ashes. And then last but not least, Cannon Keys. CannonKeys.com/Mechs on Deck, running GMK Honey and Cat Atlantis. Check those out. Great sets.
Dude, Atlantis is killing it.
Dude, it's destroying.
And just a quick shout out to that giveaway from Switch Couture. If you have chance to ever buy something from that individual peripheral, boy howdy, I'm a big fan. I bought an Alice from him, and it was not polycarb, acrylic. It was delightful. Wonderful experience. So yeah, just what are those customer stories? I forget. Testimonials.
There it is.
There you go.
Word. That's the word. I keep wanting to point with this finger because I have a Charmander Band-Aid on it because I have children and I'm an adult. So I put my children's Band-Aids on it because they're more desirable than the plain adult ones.
That's very true. Very true. So today our guest, Mr. Langelandia, man of a fantastic voice. If you put an exclamation point guest, you will hear him the Friday on the Mech Madness stream. The little sound bites were provided by Langelandia. How you doing? How's your week been? I know it's been a crazy week.
Boy, this week, this is genuinely, this would be the highlight of my week if it wasn't my wife's last day at her job on Friday. So she's getting out of a bad situation, so that takes precedent. But right now, this is I had to cancel happy hour today, and I had to miss one yesterday, which yesterday's was scheduled because of layoffs, and I had to miss that one. And then today's I had to cancel because of this whole. Did you guys hear about this virus thing that's happening?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, my resources have been moved from any projects that I'm working on to working on helping communications for that, because there are so many that we have to send out to the roughly 700 hotels that we're a part of, that I need to do that. So this week already feels like Sunday. Like I've spent my whole week and my weekend, and excuse me, I just held in a burp there. Nice and juicy.
Oh, just let him out, dude.
I know, some people are triggered by that. I'm just trying to be a bro,
Let's try to take care of the homies.
Yeah, that's quite the long walk for the short horse. That is weeks long. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for asking. How are you guys? I know that one Chewart Little is on spring break.
I'm on spring break, man. Just like
Chewart
hanging by the
Little?
pool, except not.
I'm the worst at
Have you
nicknames.
actually
I work with
seen-
a gentleman named Barry. His God-given name is Barry, not Bernard. But when I talk to him, I like to call people by their full name if they have a longer name. So Terry would be Terrence to me. And I could not think of the name Bernard. I forgot that it existed. So I call Barry Barents because I felt like he needed a longer name. So I'm not good with nicknames. I do better with screen names.
Technically, I go by a nickname on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, you do. Your entire life is nicknames.
Nicknames, dude.
Is it Chewart Little?
Yeah, it's Chewart Little.
Is it?
It is now.
All of the children that I work with call me Mr. Chewart Little. So yeah.
You drive a little red pedal car.
Exactly. And it's got a giant oversized squeaker that goes. Okay, Delphins in chat. All right, so first I want to show off my keyboard. All right, look at that HHKB layout.
Oh my gosh.
ISO
With a
HHKB.
big
That's
fat
like
ISO
the
enter.
that's like the Japanese layout right
Yeah,
there.
dude, it's
you know?
crazy. Okay, Delphin, what am I gonna put on my soldering station?
Ooh.
How did you saw? I didn't. Pre-built, bro. It's an HHKB, right? Happy hacking, you just buy it. All right, you let me know. It's sitting on my desk. Whatever you want, right here. I'm also gonna start. I want to start just like if you donate. All right, whatever you want on my desk, Matt.
Oh my gosh. the true sellout.
The exact sellout. All right, whatever you want, man. Whatever
you want. Just
whatever you want. As long as it doesn't break Twitch terms.
whatever, baby. We're good. Just whatever.
Oh man, my week has been interesting. Also, being in hospitality, it's been a fun time. It's been a great week.
Fun is a very kind word.
I cannot wait
describe it.
for it to be Friday at 5 p.m. Right, we'll see.
Because when I don't know about you, but when I think of essential businesses that absolutely are recession proof, I think I should keep my career in hospitality. No one ever doesn't go on a trip. Everyone goes when they book something because that's the principle, you know?
Dude, now plumbing and electricity. Those are the two that will never die.
Man, I should have been a plumber.
I know,
Those
right?
dude, they rake me over the coals.
It's like a 2-year degree to get a plumbing degree.
It's crazy, man. And
For
you need a
trade
license
school.
to plumb.
Yeah.
You get your ass in trouble for fixing a sink. Don't tell nobody. I'm not kidding. Sorry,
Hey, did you just fix
laughing
my
at me.
sink against the wall?
Excuse me, sir. Did you replace those
Just
fixtures?
Imagine.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to show me some ID. All right, let's see some certification there.
He just came in. They called the cops. He just came in and he started fixing my sink. I didn't know what to do.
Shit, I don't know what am I supposed to do? Not wash my hands for an hour, even
God,
though it hasn't worked in 6 months.
With a virus like this, you want me to have a bad sink? What was I supposed to do? Just say no?
I've just been peeing in the bathtub the whole time because the toilet doesn't work. This asshole came in and fixed it. Completely against the law.
So keyboards, huh?
License delay pipe.
Yeah, we're really good at talking about keyboards on this
Tiny,
keyboard
shiny
stream. I tell you.
Tiny Shiny Crumb has the best comment.
License delay pipe. TSC, you're the fucking goat, man. Oh, I love you.
Oh man,
She does the same kind of work that I do. So her and I, we speak same language.
nice.
Dixie, are you still in chat? You should watch the first half, but just
Poor Dixie. Poor Dixie.
tastes like
He has to watch
Alabama and
this right
freedom.
Tastes like Alabama and freedom. All right.
If I'm Dixie and I'm watching me on this stream, I'm going, I fucking sponsor these yokels. Like, this is the guest they got. This is the guy.
Not only that,
Speaking
but
of the-
he let us run the content for the Mech Madness.
Speaking of the guest, Mr. GMK Cafe himself, Langelandia. We've had him on the show before. We'll talk
That's
a little
a
bit about
segue.
cafe. We'll talk a little bit more about some fun stuff, some fun leaks, if you will. But yeah, amazing set. One that I have put all of my faith into him carrying me to victory in the keycap set.
That was a mistake.
Bracket. So a lot of things hang in the balance of our relationship and your design of GMK Cafe. But yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Thanks. I like it in the Mechs on Deck Discord as well. Y'all doing a nice job. And I know that I was trolling today, but I definitely got kicked from the Top Clack Discord, like straight up got kicked. So
Did you really?
I was screaming at the mods. I was trying to incite a riot. Actually,
That'll do it.
I was trying to get people to stay off topic and go against the quote unquote powerless mods, and then Grin came in and was like, "Hey, let's get back on topic." And I was like, "You have no power here," and then I was immediately kicked. So I got extra. I put extra annoyance into Mechs on Deck today, so I'm both thankful for it and also sorry to you that I'm there.
Man, I like when it gets spicy. I
Yeah,
just sit back and watch.
It's very similar to. I'm assuming at some point you'll have to kick me from Mechs on Deck because I also was kicked from Smith and Rune for the Iron pictures, the Iron pictures, the Handerbite pictures.
Ooh.
I got in a lot of trouble.
I mean, I'll
for
just
that.
kick you right now. Like it's not gonna be.
I mean,
take
you
me about
can.
2 minutes.
I won't be able to access Subies only fools,
Oh, dude,
which is
Subies
unfortunate,
only.
but
Yeah,
it
it's for
happens.
Subies only, and I will no longer be then.
It's a
Well,
magical channel.
What do you want to talk about, guys?
as you are aware, excuse me, we have a Fast 4.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
if that's changed. You've typed on other keyboards since then.
I have.
At least
I have.
one.
Yeah,
At least
Yeah.
one.
yeah, at least
You've-
one.
Other keycap sets have come out. A lot of
yes.
cool things. So, top 4 favorite switches.
Mm. So I'm really settling into my lane. Really, I'm a linear kid, so there's not many types of switches that I like go crazy for other than linear, but they got to be heavy, number one, and they have to be smooth. So I think inks with a little touch is really something I love. I've been obsessed with the Oompa Loompa stems, as you have affectionately coined them. The ultra high molecular weight polyethylene stems, for those of you that are super specific on them. Those with some like almost, the 98 gram novel key springs is kind of like my sweet spot. And then and I don't want to give credit to Moon on this, but I also tried Zycos on IME URU's board at the SoCal meetup. And I don't like tactiles unless it's like an Alps feel. And I do enjoy Zycos, but with a price tag of roughly, I think, as I said to you, about $4 billion per Switch,
Roughly.
they're right in that sweet spot of affordability that I want to build a whole board out of them. So I don't have very many of those sitting around.
4 billion. Give or take like 3.
Yeah, give or take
$1
$1 or $2. It's about $4 billion per Switch. It's kind of somehow Blue Alps are a steal.
Yeah.
Compared to that. So
True.
yeah, I mean that's probably where I'm at with switches. I had
That's
chance
3,
to
that's 3, bud.
I had chance to spring swap and stem swap the new round 2 Tangies because they also use the Oompa Loompa material for the housings. and it basically is almost identical to a cream. So I would assume, or to a cream, to inks. So I would assume that those are pretty darn close in material. So I'll use that as my fourth as an answer. But funny story, I put the 98 gram springs in GAT Milky housings with Oompa Loompa stems for my wife's Austin that I'm using right now, because she put it here. She refused to use my board, and it has the loveliest set on planet Earth, the GMK Valentine 2018 on it. So obviously super high end, but I did give it to her on her Valentine's Day. So it had a theme on purpose. Anyways, she started typing on it and she said, why are the switches so light? They're 100 gram springs. So my wife carries so much tension in her fingers that she was like, these are, without any tactile event, she was like, this is dumb.
150 grams, bro.
I'm really glad that she now likes them, because I was concerned in the beginning that I would have to desolder an Austin.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work, yeah.
I genuinely sounds like a nightmare to me. So
I would rather just sell an Austin. And
I would have just sold it soldered. I would have swapped. I would have paid $100 to get a different one and pay shipping. Like, here you go. Those swap guys, we're done.
God.
So those are the switches.
Well, next up, we'll do your top 4 favorite keyboards.
So it's currently unbuilt because I need a PCB that works, but I have a special one-off Fropsy, the Sakura 660 that he hasn't quite run the group buy on yet. He may be a Cafe 660 that's a polycarb board, and has cafe weight on it. I could go get it, or I should have remembered to have it here, but
there'll be time for you to go get it.
Yeah. I really do like the Austin. The Austin's a fantastic board. It feels very good. The finish is lovely. The iron, I still have the FE Proto that I need to send back on Friday. So I did everything I could to, and I think Luke told this story when you had him on, but I got the Proto just for Handerbite. The day I posted the picture of Handerbite, I sold Handerbite. But I only wanted it to troll Box Key. And then, golly, gun to head. My daily driver right now is Nightmare. I think it's because of the layout, like the value of it. You know, like plastic for $1 was really, really good. And I also like how perplexed people are that I have A, a travel board, and B, something that's small like that. So I think that my answers absolutely will change once the crown comes in. I'm very excited for those pictures, for that board. What happened? Did I go away? Oh, no. My screen went black. I was worried.
No, you were good.
I thought my computer had died. And then the E85, they've started making them again now that that's back up. And obviously I'm excited for Iron very much. What else? I feel like I have more boards on the way, but I'm forgetting them right now. They'll come at some point. It's fine. Whatever. I went on a spree where I think I bought 8 fucking boards in like a month and a half, and so now I don't
buy them and forget them, man.
Yeah, no, it's the greatest thing ever, because then when it shows up, like Voyage I got shipping notification for Voyage, and it showed up, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever, that I forget that I bought key sets. Like the Olivia desk mats showed up. I love those desk mats. Forgot them. Greatest surprise ever.
There you go. I haven't gotten a new desk mat in a long time.
Oh,
I just ordered some Bingsu ones because I really I like plain, like I like very flat plain desk mats, not something super or themed with a keycap set would be nice. But the Bingsu one was just like there it is.
I have an actual Yugo for my Yugo mat that I drive around. I'm not kidding. It's on my desk right now. I drive it on it. It was $14 from eBay to get this little Matchbox car, and my children broke off the one side view mirror. So, you know, it's high quality. It's obviously
just like the Yugo.
You brush against it and break it in half.
Some of the stories that those guys told about what they had to do when their parents had a Yugo when they were kids, like you small enough to climb through the window to let mom in the car, like That's so good.
So, top 4 favorite keycap sets.
And I won't say Cafe because
it's a garbage set. That
it's
should.
it's fucking black and white. Like it's just
It's
monochrome.
just GMK Olivia. Come on.
Well, it's Cafe Livia Olive
Exactly.
monochrome.
Carbon, hydro.
It's all the same here.
Zeppelin. Sorry, that was the other one. Zeppelin.
Yeah, no, Zeppelin's good. No, so that's tough because I've lost my mind over so many sets, and there's so many good ones. So Shoko's so good. Olivia in person was like a thing for me. I know that's like a cop out. Like, and I think I said this on the first time, was seeing it on renders and then seeing it in person. It's just such a crazy difference for me. I couldn't quite fathom it. Right now, because I just got it, Voyage is really nice. Like the blues are solid. I don't think I could find a complaint about that set if I tried. And then, it's an old standby for me, because I think I put it on every single board I've owned that has been MX mounts. But MT3 Elven has been a really long standby for me. I like the sculpt. If the board is compatible with it, I like to put it on there and use it. Yeah, that's what I'll say. I will give a shout out though, because you know what? I'm going to replace MT3 Elven with just like a blanket statement of the Infinity 40s kits that came out, because I know like the Katakana sets, they were concerned about the legends, and there was some nitpicking there, right? It was like their first run. But then the 40 sets got delayed with the candy bar because they wanted to make sure the legends were great. And I think Jason went to China for like a week to work on it with them. And I got them, and that's what I have on my Nightmare right now. And they're really good. Like, they're very good. I love the texture of that PBT. And the legends are fantastic for die sub. So I'm gonna replace MT3 with that. I got the violet on white or cream or whatever they had. So
yeah, Infinity's like, that's one of those things that if that stuff takes off and does really, really well, it can be huge for the community because of the value.
I think it will. And I don't, and maybe you can fact check me on this, but I saw the production pictures of the Diablo, the Sanctuary set.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's Infinity.
It is.
But okay, so hot damn, those legends look sharp. So they were showing off some of the, because that's about to ship, I guess. They're going through QC right now. Hot damn, they're good. I'm excited for Infinity sets. If you can give me a whole lot of plastic for a dollar value, very Quakeums about it. How much plastic do I get for my money spent? That was kind of what I originally set out to do with Cafe. I kind of failed there because I had so many kits. And by kind of failed, I mean I definitely failed there. But GMK is not really set up for that, at least not traditionally. And I had novelties in the base, so that increased price. So I don't know. I'm excited about more options. Right. I'm not a capitalist at heart. However, more competition hopefully helps drive down cost and then makes the sets more accessible for people. The whole.
Yeah, I don't see like GMK ever slowing down, but the fact that you can go up to someone and go, "Hey, you also have like white on black, black on white." Like everybody, a lot of people, you can go get like a black tofu and Infinity white on black, and just have a clean black board that is going to be better than most membrane boards that you're ever going to come across. So
yeah, and I do want to answer. 10 is asking a question in chat. What we maybe feel about sets that have a lot of child kits versus sets that have few child kits. I'm of the mind that I have comrades in this world, and so give me as much plastic as possible, and we can all buy the set together. You know, I hear the argument of I don't want to subsidize ISO. Well, I mean, if I'm a standard ANSI bottom row user, I'm subsidizing Sangan. You know, so I mean, you can say that about everything. It's whataboutism that I'm not loving, to be honest with you. But I know the saying that I had 4 child kits for cafe. As few child kits as I could have. That's what I want. Just so that if you don't want it, you don't have to buy it. If it's extra, but you buy into the base, you get 99% of what you need, unless you're something special or whatever. And then again, you know, if you have 25 child kits and you're key creative in your cat set, as long as it doesn't like cost a ton of money and it's easy to hit MOQ, screw it, man. Do that. Like that's great. My concern is that balance between MOQ and cost. You know, I would like to eat my cake and still have it. So yeah. I'm going to be dodgy on any question like that, to be honest with you.
I just know most people are not going to fucking put an accent spacebar in the base kit. If they're like, let's just try and sell everything at once, they're going to cut accent spacebars. I'm like, every time I look at a set, I'm like, well, I got to buy the accent space.
That was a crisis of identity for me with Cafe, because I, you know, in true trying to completely copy Olivia, I tried to put accent spacebars in the base kit.
Damn right.
And I know that I sound that like I say that like I'm kidding. I wasn't intending to be similar to Olivia, and I know now it's a funny joke, but I really did want the accent spacebar in the base kit, just from a cost. You know, I didn't want to increase the base kit a total of $5 for the purchasers, just because I was obsessed with accent spacebar. I didn't think that was fair. So, anyways, because it's them long keys that get you, man. It's them long ones and them new molds.
It's too much plastic. Too much plastic for them.
Well, it's almost like ABS is not accessible or something. I don't. Look, I love GMK and I'm a fanboy, but I mean, pretty abundant source of plastic. So you're paying for labor and quality of molds on that one. So, which I know that you two have had conversations about that second point recently. There've been some questionable, dubious products as of late. Anyways, we can move on with the fast four, the longest fast four we've had, longer than Jeff's first one.
No, dude, longest one was I Am You Are You. It was over an hour and 20 minutes long.
He and I talked
I wouldn't
so much.
If I was you, I would never talk to him. Like, I can't talk to you because there's no way.
We're so screwed if we put us in the same space. We had In and Out. We sat at In and Out for an hour. In and Out.
Did you even eat the food?
Yeah, that was when we were done. And everyone that was with us, poor all those, like Petrov was there. Oh God, the fact that they entertained me at all, they put up with the chatty Cathiness is just beyond me. Anyways, we'll go on. It's fine.
Awesome. So the last one would be your, excuse me, top 4 favorite foods.
So I think I went like very broad last time, and I hadn't changed my diet at that point in time. So I'm doing this thing now where, with the exception of today, I went out and bought beer for this, friends. I wanted to have a beer with you guys, and the week's been long. So I'm actually just doing water and unsugared beverages. So like black coffee and maybe a buble water here or there. But that's it. And so over the last, I don't know, 6-ish weeks with a trip to Vegas in there, I think I'm at 25 pounds lost right now. So I think my answers changed a little bit because of that. Right now, I think one of my all-time favorite foods that I'm really jamming on is beef jerky. It's just in all forms. They've got little jerky protein bars. It's a nice, quick, easy lunch for me right now. I'm really jamming. I'm just gonna say chips. Just all chips. I was grocery shopping, and do you guys have Old Dutch potato chips where you are?
Not that I.
So think like
think
local
so.
smaller potato chip company, right? Put it in there. They do this thing where they'll sell 2 of those like Mylar bag in one box, and it's like a buy one get 2 type kind of thing. And they had Sloppy Joe flavored chips. And for some reason I was shopping. I had no intention of buying hamburger for Sloppy Joes, buns for Sloppy Joes, anything associated with Sloppy Joes. I didn't even need ketchup. And I saw those chips on the shelf and I went, you're coming home with me. So it's just chips in general. I have this like huge weak spot for chips in general. I think all breakfast food, especially eggs with some kind of buttery sauce, like a hollandaise, like a hollandaise sauce is. I think Jesus came down and gave it to us if he's real. So I'm going to say breakfast, especially bacon too. Love that. And then just as a whole food group, coffee. I think I said that last time, but just as an entire part of my pyramid, coffee.
I mean, you made GMK Cafe for a reason.
I mean, yeah, it's like when I envisioned. So when I was a kid, and when we were all kids, there was still the food pyramid. I don't know how much they pushed.
Oh yeah,
but my pyramid is like, it's got like the water wings on it, like that you had when you couldn't swim, and it's in a pool that's full of like cold brew, and that's
dude, cold brew is where's that? That is extremely where it's at. Well,
Ken knows what's up with Old Dutch, by the way. Good.
I looked up the bag and I've never seen it. So
yeah, it's
must be a northerner thing.
Yeah, that's Yanks. Tell you what,
I'm just gonna hang out with Dixie's.
Oh, speaking of, what's in your glass? We haven't talked about.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of,
I'm drinking a local beer, Dallas Blonde, because I am a Dallas Blonde.
I have had that beer.
It's a good one. It's a good light beer. This is like you turn 21 and people are like, stop drinking Bud Light. And you're like, okay, I'll just drink this, which is just slightly better.
Now it's fully acceptable to enjoy a light beer. I don't think it's acceptable to only enjoy light beer.
Because I love Dos Equis. Like Dos Equis is my summer. That's my summertime beer. Fine. But I'm usually a stout person. But when it's 110 degrees outside and I'm hanging by the pool, I'm not like, a loaf of bread in every glass.
Yeah, no, that's tough. Give me some bitter. Yum. No, that's like for me a light beer, like a solid Pilsner. And I don't say Pilsner like Miller Lite Pilsner, I mean like
an actual Pilsner,
like done in the Pilsen style. So, what are you drinking? Oh, serious?
I am drinking. Also, it's a local beer. This is an IPA called El Chingon.
Your camera is not showing me that beer. There it is.
There you go.
Mine went away again. I hope you can still see me.
We can still see you. You're good.
Well, that's good because every now and again my screen just goes black, I guess.
We told you we'd just start screaming at you or something.
What's crazy about this beer is the top literally just comes off, like the entire thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. The lip splitters.
Yeah, dude. So you don't want to run your tongue around this. It'll cut you right up. But man,
that's good. Isn't that better for recycling? Isn't it easier to recycle those cans as a result of that?
Probably.
I don't know. I feel like it's also just better to aerate when you're pouring it.
Well, I think the reason is because it's easier to clean, so therefore it's easier to recycle, because that's a big problem with their ability to recycle things is that they're just not clean enough. All right, man. Sorry.
What are you drinking, Lang?
Yeah,
I also have a local. We're such fucking hipsters. No, so there's a brewery locally that's it's called Insight, and I talked about this last time, but they always have like a piece of lore or story behind theirs. So this is a hazy IPA, and it's Lord of the Loch, and so it's about based on Lake Champlain, Vermont, the animal being that lives in Lake Champlain. So basically a Nessie in the U.S. is kind of what that is. So, anyways, this gal is what we call a pounder. Do you call 16-ounce cans the tall boys pounders down there?
Just call them tall boys.
Yeah, because it's 16 ounces. Get it? So it's a pounder.
Pound.
It's a pound.
I feel you.
That's. I feel like that's a tailgating hick kind of thing.
Yeah, grab me a pounder over there.
Yeah, because you get a case of them, right? So
I've got a pounder in the other room of Dallas Blonde.
well, yeah, it's So I guess I should be more northern about this, but like before you're 21, but you want to get your party on, you go with your buddies and you get the truck. And what you do is you get your friend Carl or Al or someone to go to the store and buy a case of pounders. And then what you do is you bring the pounders to the party that's literally, and I'm not exaggerating, in a field of corn. And so the tailgate's the party and you stomp down some corn, and then the farmer comes out and says, "Oh boy, we got a crop circle here," and they think it's aliens when it's just you getting drunk with your buds. Not into it.
Oh man,
The keyboards.
so keyboards.
Keyboards.
Oh man,
It's been an interesting time. So we were talking about this before. Unfortunately, the world is dealing with some issues with the COVID-19 virus or coronavirus, which is slowing down a lot of things.
yeah.
And now what I would still say is a very patient hobby, because like while people get impatient, I'm like, at the end of the day, you dropped like $300 to wait 9 months on something. So like, I totally get that. But it's starting to affect a lot of different things. I mean, even, I saw Nathan Kim was like, I can't do custom commissions right now because everything's just backed up. It's hitting everyone. Like we've got Cyrus and I have boards that are sitting that, we're having to kind of rearrange our schedule on builds because there's just not things here.
Just more talk and content.
Exactly.
No.
Can't wait for that board.
The thing that I'm waiting for is, as I mentioned early in the stream, Tuesday, they either released or decided to no longer fill 33 positions, which in our corporate office, we're at about 300 people right now if you count all remote positions. So, I mean, 10% of the workforce just gone is one thing, but once you start to, I just worry about people's ability to sustain their businesses and take time off or be able to be sick. And I think that as a whole, forgetting manufacturing and timelines there, I think as a whole, we are at least in for a plateau or a slight decline for our industry, because it is, no matter how you want to call it, it's a luxury hobby. Like, you cut the luxuries in life. Traveling to Bali is off the table now because you got virus, right? Or there's virus there, kind of a thing. So I would anticipate that will be a similar trend here. And maybe we're kind of insulated from that right now because there were so many buys when we were up in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see in October like last year, when Cafe ran and there were 17 GMK sets. I don't see that as possible.
And many of them hitting four digits.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm not kidding. I wanted 250 just so the set got made. I still can't believe you crazy bastards bought it.
About 1,000.
1,000.
It's just one dude, right?
That,
about like 600.
I owe someone a lewd tub picture that I will take in a tub of coffee. I just haven't done it yet. So
One day.
I owe
make
the
sure you sell it. Just make sure you
tub
sell it.
picture
Like
using cafe caps to cover my nips in a tub of coffee. Okay.
I'm telling you, just sell that coffee in mason jars.
Look, I'm gonna bottle it up, and at the
$35.
worst, it's gonna be a meme. You don't want me to send you some? Just pay that shipping.
You get $35 a jar.
What? How do you say Jeff in French? Jeff,
I
just
don't know.
Jeff.
I think it's just
Is
Jeff.
that terrible? Right? I
think it would be
That's
Jeff.
how cultured I am, guys.
It's just Jeff.
I think in French.
See, now
you
if
say
it was
Jeff
Jeffrey,
like
it'd be Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
You do that little
Oh, the
thing.
Jeffrey.
I took French in high school, so I know like 3 words in front.
Thank you, Tyler. Le Jeff.
But it's just chef, just Jeffrey.
Le Jeff.
Jeffrey.
Zoff, come here. Zoff.
Oh my
We're starting,
God.
we're starting to
aggressive. That was a little
we're tailing to German, Russian.
No,
angry.
so I actually do know how you say Jeff in German because you can't say Jeff in German. There's no J
Ooh.
sound.
There's
No J sound. So they typically replace it with a CH sound. I have to fix my shoe. I have slippers
Chef.
on. So my grandmother was from Germany, and so she always said Chef. Chef.
So
Always
in Germany, you're a chef.
Sort of. And in all Latin American countries or anywhere that speaks Spanish, I'm their boss. So I had a prep cook who refused to believe my name was Jeff. So I showed her my ID once, and I was like, "So what is so on my license it says Jeffrey?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What's the short of Jeffrey?" And she looked at me and she was like, it was like 3 months. She refused to believe that my name also was boss, even though I was her boss. Like, yeah, it's whatever, man. It's fine. It's a great story. It's a good time. Anyways, keyboards.
I feel
We'll
like
just
that might
name
happen
this
a lot.
YouTube episode anyways. Keyboards.
Anyways,
Yeah, basic.
keyboards.
Yeah, that's the thing we were talking about.
What do you got coming in that you're excited for? I don't know. Something
Something I'm excited for. Oh man, I can't wait for the Crown. I'm super excited about that. I need a PCB for that.
Did you
For
not
that,
get one like with, or are you
Cafe
going
660.
out?
No. I need a cafe. I need a PCB for the Cafe 660. For the Crown, what I need are purple switches. So I either need the marshmallows to show up, which I kind of want to use in the E85 instead because they're pink, and that I think would be extra cute. I think I'm going to put because apparently Oompa Loompa stems are the only thing I use on the planet Earth now. I want to take the purple Everglide stabs and put Oompa Loompa stems in them because that would give me purple switches. I got the purple stabs. I have the purple case. I have from the GMK Pulse, I have the Mitolette, the purple. So shout out to Mito. Nice dude. He talks to me in DMs every now and again. And I'm pretty sure I ordered or have a purple cable. Anyways, it's just going to be the purple builds with purple and some purple. Ooh, and I got a Mulder V3, the grape one. So
There you
the
go.
one artisan that I was outside of Cafe Artisans that I had to have was that. Because the skull and crown, it's a whole.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
talk to Prime Caps because I bet they would put a coffee bean inside of a cap for you.
So someone, I don't think that they've announced it yet, but Sodi Caps, he or she, I think it's a husband wife duo. Months ago, asked me about a collab with Cafe, and they've been doing tests and working through how to put an actual coffee bean in the keycap because it hasn't turned out super great. But I would expect that at some point. They're fun wizard caps and things. They hopefully sooner rather than later, but yeah, that should be a thing.
Yeah, definitely. That would be cool. Chewy, what are you excited for that you've got coming in? I know you've got
crown?
quite a few. Yeah, honestly, I'm the only one that, yet again, I'm the only one that doesn't have a crown.
There it is. No, the crown. I'm excited for. I'm excited for Godspeed. I'm excited for
shit!
both.
I did buy Godspeed. Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for Godspeed, although that's being affected a bit by coronavirus. So I'm having to be patient. And then I got SA Godspeed, so I might just turn that the Godspeed by Godspeed.
Also bought SA Godspeed. That was the set that brought me to the hobby, actually.
That set that didn't bring me to the hobby, but that was the set once I got in the hobby that I was like, that's the unobtainable. But so that oh dude, Tyler Durden's is here. I was just about to say. So I'm making sure that this is CYO caps because I'm like 999% sure. But okay. So if you guys haven't seen, Osiris, can you find the link? We are going to be running very soon a raffle for CYO caps. They did a Mechs on Deck colorway. If you guys haven't seen this, they're awesome. I am extremely excited to get my hands on these. I can show it. I've got the ambassadors here with Ursa. I think this was just like their Holy Panda one. And then I don't remember what the gold one's called. I have the card for it. It just looked cool. So I'm excited to get that in. And then what else? Other than that, excited to get my Austin back from Osiris.
Well, have you been testing his Austin?
Actually, I should say yes, but I'm going to say no because it's in a case
Good for you
behind
for
me.
being honest. Good
Yeah,
for you.
it's been in a case behind me since I took it from him.
Before we move on to what you're excited about, Osiris, I just since he's in chat and we were talking about CYO, Tyler Durden, the user, he might be one of the best people in the community. Dude's a solid bro. So
Absolutely.
Anyways, also last time I thought it would be a joke. I intentionally didn't give a shout out to our friend Ben, BHK, responsible for helping make sure all the things got delivered. But when I didn't give him a shout out and I forgot to, it only made him stronger. So now I want to shout him out so that everyone knows that he's a good person, even if he's mean to you. It's all fake. He has kind eyes. And he's a very good person. So,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, Osiris, what are you excited for?
Man, I'm excited for those caps. I put the Instagram link to the page of what those look like in the chat there. Excited for those. I'm excited for. So I actually just Chewy picked up my Baka yesterday to give to our buddy Rick, and we're taking that to get Cerakoted.
It's been delivered, by the way, to Rick.
Nice. It's been delivered.
Poor Rick.
So he's taking that out to a shop here in Dallas, or Fort Worth, but in the area to get it Cerakoted, and I'm getting it Cerakoted in OD green to match olive as best as possible. So classic Cerakote color for guns, which is interesting because I'll be looking at Cerakote colors on my work computer, and I'm like, man, if someone looks at this, they're gonna be like, why is he just looking at guns all day? It's like,
yeah, you just
really
number
nice.
one, you're in Texas, so no one gives shit.
Yeah,
that you're looking at guns all day. Number two, man, just browse without concern. You know, if you're getting fired over that, I didn't want to work for you anyway.
Right.
You know,
I'll just tell them that I'm looking at paint.
Work computer tonight. What's up?
True.
Just lay it off 33 people. You think I care?
But no, I'm really excited for that. I'm also excited for 8008. I know that's kind of delayed a little bit, but I'm so excited for it. I don't know what I'm going to put it on yet. And then I have some 65% coming in later this year, depending.
What do you have coming in?
I'm hopefully getting a key cult. Should be getting a key cult, hopefully. We'll see. And then I should be getting a Bauer to test, a prototype to test out, which I'm really excited about that. But then, yeah, lots of caps coming in as well. Lots of key sets.
And I went stupid on caps. Wow,
I always forget. I have peaches and cream coming in.
Yeah,
that's going to be the one that comes in next.
I peaches and cream for me, and you said it, I think, on Friday, it's going to fall into that Shoko realm where, man, it looked really great in renders, but when you get it, it's just going to be,
when you throw it on a
like an
whiteboard.
epiphany. It will be crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
It will be super good. And those desk mats.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get any desk mats.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get any desk mats. I was going to, but somebody was going to buy someone I thought was a friend was going to buy my wave spot. I was going to say, hey, if you get peaches.
It was Moon, wasn't it?
And it was somebody that no longer lives close to me. And I was talking to him, and I was like, him or her, and I was like, hey, he was like, I really want waves. Can I get
I wonder who it is.
Can I get? He was like, I want your waves. I want your waves. I want your waves. And I finally was like, okay, fine. I'll give you waves if you buy peaches. And he was like, I'm not gonna do it. He bugged me for 6 weeks about waves, and then when I said, okay, I'll do it, he was like, nope.
So, yep, that sounds about right. Man.
Anyway, that
dude, what a
that happened.
See, okay, he says FOMO is a hell of a drug. This all happened like 4 months after waves had run. Like,
yeah, it was over the summer, and then waves ran in April, March or April. I think no.
It was April. It was during like the first.
It was during
the
onslaught
in April. Yeah.
It was during the onslaught of keycaps.
I'm really
excited.
The same month as the Think Group buy.
Yeah,
I'm really excited because the crown will look really good with peaches and cream. I got in white.
So you're how many got white? Like 3? It was not a lot, was it?
No, not many. I don't know. I understand like purple, but I'm like, purple's too harsh of a color to match.
I'm sorry. Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I got white because I was like, I want a white
Disagree.
TKL that shows off like everything. So
my white TKL will be the 8.5, and I don't even like TKLs, and I just bought I think 3 this year. So
I used the TKL for like a week. And this is fine, but I don't like the color. And then I was like, the crown came across, and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to sell the KBD 8X and go in for that. I'll live another 3 to 4 months. So
I still have not lived the TKL life. I haven't
living that Austin life, but that ain't no TKL.
That's a borderline full size.
It's a Chad. What this is?
That is a Chad.
This is a Chad. I think it's 1 key short of a full size, right?
Something like that.
I think it's exactly 1 key short of a full size.
No, I have because I've been using the Fiel on my desk, and I remember for like 2 weeks I used the Austin straight, and I was like, I just typed on it constantly, and then when I switched to, I think I had to have been the TX60 because I think I literally stopped using the Austin when I drove it over to get videos done. So, but it was funny going to a 60%, being like, oh my God, there's so much room. It's weird switching. Like 75% to 60% won't be that much because it's literally like an inch and a half. But
I tried to use the Austin the other night, and I played like 1 game of Overwatch, and then instantly took it off my desk and put it back in the case because I hit my wrist on it like 4 times in 5 minutes. It's like, yep, nope, not happening. But I did play an entire night of Overwatch, so like 3 or 4 hours with the Bauer with the brass keycaps on it. Because I do have that.
So you were able to play an entire game of Overwatch with solid brass keycaps, but not on. And look, this ain't no shade at the Bauer. Okay, Bauer is a hell of a board, and I'm not comparing the two. But you took the Austin off your desk and were like, no, for something that's all metal keycaps, bruh. I do love you. But also, like, that's a big middle finger to you at the same time. Like, what? Come on. It's a good damn board.
No, it's not because it was bad. It's because of how big it was.
Just play like this. Just get a desk that's 2 tiers. All right, so you can move this all the way across. The desk
mats are 90 centimeters. How much fucking mouse play do you need?
I don't use a desk mat, dude. Come on, desk mats are for
Jesus Christ.
For weenies.
This is why Cafe Desk Mat lost so early. You. There you go.
No, I did. I hit my wrist on the Austin. I didn't damage it, Chewy. You're fine.
Oh, it's fine. You would have told me if you had damaged it immediately.
Yeah, I would have.
The other day, Osiris literally dropped one of my parts of my camera. He just like yeeted it off the desk, and he was like, "I've got the same one. That one's yours now. And I'll just take this one." He took a lens and just like threw it off.
I was like, well, that one's mine now because it's probably broken. Yeah, no, we need a desk mat version of this. No 65. Yes, no desk mats. I need a no desk mats emote.
Can I show you guys something?
Absolutely.
Can I show you guys something?
Are we getting leaky?
Well, no. So before leaks. Okay, I gotta show. This is.
I'm saving that, man. Come on. I mean, we gotta wait for the leaks.
No. We don't have to get leaky yet. But I told you this is my work laptop, right?
Like
I'm not lying about that.
90s.
It is an HP. I do not enjoy it. But I hope this works because I just installed all the software I needed to stream on it today. But let's see if my camera changes. This is my work desktop fucking wallpaper. And
I've been watching a lot of Glow. I don't know if anybody in chat's seen Glow. But
I have.
Like, it looks like the main guy from Glow.
Oh
man.
man.
God. All right, I'll switch back now that everyone has seen it. So
shout outs to I'm gonna say his name wrong. I'm just gonna call him. Shout outs to Patrick for making that, also known as Tarson. I think that's how you say it.
Yes.
Tarusan,
sure. I'm just gonna call him Patrick. But shout out to him for making that. That is me with a very large mustache photoshopped onto my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you want to see more of that, minus the Photoshop mustache, check us out on Friday at 8 p.m. Central. And I'll be wearing that goofy jacket and probably a goofy shirt to go along with it.
You know, so quick for any all 9 viewers that are watching, because I'm the one that's on this stream right now. Quick, how the sausage gets made. In my brain, I was like, I'm going to show this ridiculousness, not only to show the ridiculousness, but in the hopes that it's a softball to talk about the Friday stream. And thank God you hit it. I was like, this will be a good segue. As someone that presents a lot and does a lot of workshops, man, I love a good segue. So thanks for catching that.
Knocked it right out of the park.
I had to point that out to everyone because it's just well done.
Thank you, sir.
These are the pros, guys.
I want to do a behind the scenes video because like it looks so good, and then I look around, I'm like, there's like lights everywhere, wires as far as the eye can see, cables running across everything. Because I mean, it's in an apartment. What can you do? Like, it's in a living room.
Like, yeah, I don't have a living room.
And then like the tables, we have to sit with like the leg of the table like in between our legs, because it's not like an announcer desk. We didn't go out and buy an announcer. We're just using
it's a dinner table made
an
for 2
desk
people.
Would have been too much money. You got to save that money and go to IKEA. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is an IKEA desk, but it's an extendable dinner table made for like 2 to 4 people. So that's why if you see like in some of the pictures that I take, there's like a line. That's because that's the extension. So,
but I'd love to if you guys would be interested in the behind the scenes of Mech Madness, let us know.
Give me a Salvin level fucking Insta story. Like,
I don't know. I guess I don't follow him on Salvin.
Seriously, he might be the only actual like video stories on Insta that I watch. So good. He's and like I just love accents in general. So him talking about it so passionately, what he's doing, he's got cool shit in the background. Occasionally, there's a baby that appears because he's a dad now. It's good. I mean, it's good. He's a cool follow, and his work is, so good.
Yeah, those brass keycaps are nuts. Those
are everything that fucking guy does. You're like, really? Like, it's so good.
Yeah, and he's starting to do a lot more boards.
Yeah, there's I think 4 or 5 that are slated to be Salvin boards now.
Yeah, there was a 65% that I was looking at today.
Yeah, it's from
in
the
IC, and I was like,
yeah,
ooh.
it's the same one that just did was that a 40% that's got the weird crazy sides? I think it's the same designer.
I think so. Maybe it's got like it's also got
Winterly
like
built one.
The etching at the bottom, on like the bottom left side. Can't remember what it's called.
Luna was the board that's already run and was in group buy. Thank you. I don't know how to say your name. I like you. I like her, you too. Okay, I like her, used too. Okay, that's how I say your name. I just see I like, and that's how I interact with you in my brain.
Like Rusto. Let me see if I can find.
I like her, us too. Okay, that's how I'm saying it. I'm sticking to it. Okay. But anyways, it may be a 60, it might be a 65. I don't know. But anywho,
the Sophia was announced a long time ago. I remember really, really, really wanting
Sophia.
And then making the Baka. I mean, like I no longer need this board. Solid 60% beefy weight, and I like that. I was like, okay, they're going the TX60 route and just go as big of a weight as possible. There's all that space back there. Why not?
To tangentially talk about keyboards using other hobbies, I wish that we had more like standout crazy terms for what we do. And I know we talk about like Oompa Loompa stems and things, but like if you're into watches, one thing that you look for in watch design is big beefy lugs is a part of watch design. And so when you said that there's a beefy weight, I want to take from these other hobbies that have fun or weird or interesting terminology and just like shoehorn them in to what we're doing. So it's like,
you trying to gaslight me, bro?
No, I'm being serious. So when you're talking about like a board design, if you like, I think Jay has a score, like the J score for how he ranks boards, right? But if you could add in those kinds of things into like an industry standard for understanding the quality of a board, and one of the marks was, big beefy weight.
How beefy is the weight?
On a scale of 10, how beefy would this weight be? And then there would be criteria for percentage weight of total overall board.
Like well done to rare.
Why did you do that backwards?
No, because well done is shit.
Okay. Oh, all right, fair. But like on all the charts,
I'm aware, but like, yeah,
right. So you go from like the 135 to the 185
to the crappy, but we're talking crappy, like the Tina. What's not even a weight, or let's call it the tofu, where they literally called it a weight, and I'm like, no, it's a slider. It doesn't add weight to the board. All from that all the way to like key cult number 2, where it's literally just the entire bottom of the board. The weight.
Or the Iron FE.
Yeah,
it's 2 pieces.
Just
there's
2 pieces.
Weight. There's top. There isn't bottom.
No bottom.
Weight. Oh, found it finally. AKI-S65. This board looks sweet. I'm gonna put it in chat.
What a catchy name.
It really rolls off the tongue.
Really, it's easy to say. It's like I like Rust too. It's an easy name to say.
Yeah, this looks sweet though. The sides are pretty cool looking. It reminds me a little bit of the Kira 60. And the way the sides are shaped, but it has a
my phone with chat is right there, and I'm too lazy to look. So you're gonna have to tell me anything about it you want me to know.
It's got like the Dixie when keyless design going on.
Oh, the even bottom row, the even blockers.
Yeah,
that's I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's got like a engraving on the bottom left side. That can be filled to match the plate as well, which is nice looking.
Okay.
I don't know what it says. I should probably read it, but
so in a similar way to Sangen, that being the bottom row for the 151, 157 bottom row. I think that instead of just saying the Dixie bottom row, we should like agree that there's just one word for it. And I don't know what that word is. I don't have a solution, but there's ANSI and there's HHKB.
Just do the Garrett layout.
Tangan. We could call it the Garrett. You could call it the Dixie row. but sound more like hero at the end. Dixie row.
The Dicks.
The Dicks.
I like Dixie blockers.
Give me Dicks bottom row.
Dixie blockers.
What kind of bottom row you want? I want Dicks.
I want Dicks.
Yeah, give me the Dicks. Yeah, that's just the best.
A Dick's bottom row will make my whipped cream sound amazing.
You call it.
Give me the Dick blocks.
You could call it the Bama row.
The Bama row.
Yeah,
I think he would like that. The
Bama row.
The roll tide row.
Yeah. Tide row.
So it looks like it might be either sticker or engraving. They haven't 100% decided yet, but it's interesting. It has this has like that center plate, like the key Colts do, where it shows across the sides and the back.
I now know what we're talking about. Yes, I do.
It's pretty sweet looking. We should ask Dixie if he wants to cement a name for the Bauer bottom row.
Sam.
The bottom.
Dick Sam, like Sangan.
The Bama bomb. The BBR.
The BBR.
Okay.
Give me that BBR.
Give me that BBR.
That BBR. Oh yeah.
It's like PBR. Nothing like a Pabst.
Oh man.
There is something about reminiscing college and buying a 6-pack of Pounders for $3 because it was PBR before it was cool.
Gotta go get the flats, man. The 24-ounce 24 packs for $24.
Well, I mean, no. Once you build that out, I mean, you're talking $12 for a case of Pounders. It's 24. It's great. We used to get $15 30-packs.
Oh yeah, dude.
Keystone Ice, baby. Keystone Ice.
You know what this means?
No.
D-triple-T, Dirty 30, Thirsty Thursdays.
There we go. Okay. I like that.
All
Yeah, that was our pregame, was the Dirty 30 before a kegger.
Oh, yeah, dude. Easy.
Was how we did that.
That's the best way to do it.
I did not do well
There's a
in
picture
college
somewhere.
or graduate.
There's a picture somewhere in the world of me hugging a Keystone 30-pack because I finally found it when I moved to Tennessee. But that was like the Keystone in high school.
We could name this stream anything but
keyboards. Hey, so I'm gonna ask. You should go get that Bean 660.
Oh yeah,
we could fill some time.
We can fill some time.
I'm lazy and fat, but I'll go get it.
Hey, you lost 25 pounds. So
hey, work off that beer.
Fat though.
Work off of that beer.
Oh man,
look at that chair. 30 rack smacks.
30 rack smacks. I never did the 30 rack of Keystone. Maybe like once or twice. But it was always like
that was like a weekly thing.
It was always Bud Light for us.
You were in. I don't want to dox exactly where you went to high school, but because of your high school, that's why. I
did go to school with a couple Dallas Cowboy players' sons. So that is a thing.
That was an interesting thing to come back to.
Oh, you were just talking about. I was like, oh, we drank. See, and we went for quantity. You can only get a Bud Light or 24.
Oh yeah, no, I was probably 28 or 27 before I gave any fucks about quality. It was how much can I put in my body?
I think I think it was my 22nd birthday where I was like, I'm gonna sit down and calm down.
You mean the one after you were like, I'm gonna drink at least one of every type of alcohol?
The 22nd birthday, that was my come to Jesus meeting.
22nd birthday. That just sounds like I puked up. I puked really quickly. Like,
I drank a lot.
You did.
Like it was too much.
It was a lot.
My girlfriend at the time, so we'd been dating for about 4 months. And
was that now your wife at the time?
This is now my wife, who's sitting like right over there. And she told me, she was like, that was one of the first times I was like, I could end it right now. I'm not putting up with this. I could leave and this would be out of sight, out of mind. Because I was just
very, very
violently throwing up. Anyway, let's see this board.
So I brought a board, right? So it's a 660 layout, and I am patient up until okay, hold on. Fans of the movie Roadhouse. Yes.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yeah. So in the movie Dalton, the name's Dalton. He says to his
We're talking about Patrick Swayze, right?
Yeah, Dalton.
Right, make sure. I forget names. It's been like 10 years since I've seen the movie.
Okay, so he tells his team that they are to be nice until it's time to not be nice. Okay, so I think of that whenever I'm thinking about keyboards and my patience. I am patient until it is time to not be patient. So the second that I got this board, which is essentially a prototype, just done as a one-off, I was patient up until I got it, and then I immediately was impatient. I have switches in the plate with no PCB. So judgments, let's leave those out. Okay, so it's 660 layout, right? So so basically pretty standard, but subtle difference is there's a little support here for the aero cluster. That case is machined out. But then the real thing, number one, this is, I would say, 60% of the way to the Austin, which is wild because it's polycarb and only has a weight. But the weight is like the jam because it's the exact same as the Artisan for the Cafe. And then on the inside, and I'll open it as I kind of chat about this whole process, is it's, instead of it being engraved as the Sakura 660, it says Cafe 660 in the Cafe font.
That's
so
awesome.
Props to Fropsy for making that happen. Yeah, obviously I, essentially helped pay for proto for it, but I mean, I would do it again tomorrow and wait 10 months for it. So it's an exciting thing. Got that Nanch set,
There you go.
had to get it for an Austin.
Oh, do we have the
just
same
for
one?
the Austin
Do we have the same one?
Drifting Bunnies?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
Why you gotta hate, man? The Austin's an amazing board.
Here's the thing, okay? So every set on planet Earth that has a small Allen or hex wrench in it gives you the, what is it, 0.5 millimeter?
I don't know,
And
man. I just
because the Nanch set has a 0.3, that was a screw that was included in the Austin. So Daddy Jeff had to get a 0.3. So anyways,
sounds like I'm hearing a lot of complaining about something that you should have just had.
wow. Okay, so I am so sorry for literally nothing. Yeah, this is gonna be. I was unaware that I would come on stream to be attacked. Okay,
Belittled.
Hey, you never
Someone's
know
gonna
what you're
bring
gonna get
this-
here on Mechs on Deck.
Someone's got to bring you down a Nanch.
That was
all
bad.
right, I'll give that one to you. I'll get. You know what?
Thank you.
Take it.
I knew it.
Take it.
I knew it.
You know what? Take it. No, I
Look at that Delphin
completely know the
gifted a
reason
sub
that
just-
I completely know the reason that DB picked the 0.3 hex. It was literally the screw that size that he could find to fit the threading. So I'm sitting here acting like I'm pissed off. I really am not bothered by it whatsoever, though. Okay, so one screw came out that I think I immediately lost because I'm an adult and good at keyboards.
Moon. True.
Shut up, Moon. Hey, man, it's not a keyboard stream if you don't drop shit on the ground.
Look, there's something under my desk now, and maybe it's a screw or two. I don't know. Maybe it's a one-off board, and maybe I'll find this exact same screw size at some point in my life. Probably not. But whatever.
It's all good. My tofu had like 2 screws in it for about 6 months. A little ASMR real quick.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
There it is. Thank you to my wife for grabbing me another beverage.
That right there is fucking clutch, right?
Hey, Anubis. He's asleep.
What a piece of shit.
You're
Fucking
useless.
lazy bastard. Okay, so finally, now that I've been able to remove 4 screws, it took me that long to remove 4 screws.
I'm proud of you.
I'm a
Hey.
child.
Oh,
There we go.
man.
Little Cafe 660 on the inside.
Oof, give me an oof in chat. All
That
the
is
oofs,
sweet.
because that is
Nice.
certified oof.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys are gonna believe this, but this is the board I'll put Cafe on.
I would
one of the
I would
two
hope
boards.
so.
Because I did that thing where I can have a light and a dark. So anyways, that's that. I'm going to put them in my magnetic cup now because I'm too lazy to screw it back
I don't
together.
even have one of those. I need to go get one. I was at Home Depot the other day getting a dowel. I should have picked one up because they're like $1.
It's purely an accident. My father-in-law gave me a tool set for Christmas that had it in it.
There you go. I can literally put it because I've got a metal bar.
How you know you're an adult?
I think I
The
can
one
just-
grandparent left alive of your child or of your children gives you a tool set for Christmas.
That is adulting pretty
Established.
hard.
Well, listen, I mean, in your 30s, you should still need to receive tool sets as gifts because
When I
should
was
definitely already have them.
when I moved out, I think that was one thing. My dad was like, "Hey, come over to the house when you get the chance." And I was like, "All right." And he just handed me this giant toolbox, and it was all of his
What a
old
boss.
stuff. It was all of his old stuff, but then he like replaced a few things and gave me like a new hammer, a couple different screwdrivers and all that stuff. And he was like, gave me a reason to get a bunch of new shit. I was like, all right, sweet.
Tools are not cheap, my
No,
brother.
they're
So
good ones too, like actual good ones and magnetic ones too. Although you can get with those little like magnetizer things, and those
Yeah, it's
work.
like a little
Chargers.
box. It's like a little box. You just rattle
that
around
you,
inside.
that
and
you
get
literally
it all
go
magnetic.
like this. No,
Yeah,
I'm
just
not even
rattle around
kidding. You like,
inside. I've never heard anything referred to like that before. So, and thankfully, Luke is in chat, so he has no idea what we're talking about. He's quite pure. So,
what does he just like pull cases apart and breaks the screws?
sure, that's definitely what I'm referencing. Yeah, especially as a mechanical engineer, that's what he does.
Delphin, what am I going to be putting on this solder thing? Also, Icarus 2. That was probably the best.
I like Rust 2.
Dude,
I like Rust too. Yeah.
I'll pass down a nice shined white to my children.
Yeah, that's about right.
I love that. Dude, I'm going to call it Icarus 2. It's small, man. I have bad eyes.
You do.
Well, now I can't forget it because for so long I just have like interacting with him, I guess, or her in chat. All I've read is I like. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, there's this friend of mine. Couldn't even say the name. Tell you what, it's a problem.
See, I'm sitting here going Icarus. I'm like, I'm just going to call you like roosters.
Oh, Rust is the abbreviation that we've got. My friend Rusty. Because again, I can't keep a short name. Good old Rusty.
The question is, do you like playing the game Rust? Rust 2.
I don't know what that is.
He does not like playing Rust, so okay. Rust is like an open world game that you can do whatever you want, basically.
Don't worry about it.
This has gone off the rails.
This has
so much.
I do.
We got leaks to show, but we'll talk about them, man. It's coming.
Well, I want to talk about new things. So we talked a little bit about the new keyboards, the aggressive designs, the crazy things that have been happening with keyboards. I wanted to hear your opinions on things like the Lodestone, our magnetic friend, and the 7V, the crazy looking,
the Evolve.
Sorry, not 7V, the Evolve. Sorry.
To quote me, boy howdy, is the Evolve gonna get my money? Like, yeah. I will sell body part. I want it. I want it yesterday. I want it now. Because I'm all about that interesting, like, I typically gravitate towards things that have like an insane amount of thought or time or effort put into them. And I know that Nathan in the background had talked to, and Luke talked about this on stream with you. And I think Chewy and I both were as lost as the next one because there were some words I understood they used. But I know for probably over a year now, they've been talking about using machine learning or pathing or algorithms to actually design the optimal key press plate, right? And so to then see it come to fruition with this crazy fun design and that plate was like, I don't just shut up and take my money. Like, here it is. What do I need to sell to buy it? So I'm very excited about that. And plus, even if it's like, I'm trying to think of a good analog for this, but there's always the first one on the scene, that's either great or does a well-informed job of executing what they intended. And then there's the people after that like perfect it or refine it or make it better or slightly different or leverage the learnings from that first one into something new. I'm excited not only for the Evolve to if I can get one, because I have a feeling it'll be a contested piece of work to get. But not only excited for that, the things that come after too. Now that people are aware that this type of 3D printing with metal is possible, what kind of applications come from that?
Innovation, pushing everything forward.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love.
Everything gets pushed forward.
And so, obviously the lodestone is something that's wild. It's not like magnets are a new thing. I mean, if Soviet era keyboards can use magnets for billion key press switches, like the plastic will wear out before anything else on that keyboard will. I'm certain that they're simple enough to be able to use, but to use in an elegant fashion is pretty wonderful, especially when it comes to like a typing experience. I don't have too many thoughts on the lodestone. It seems like a simple enough design, but to actually try it, to have a proto, to understand what that experience is like. And to Jay's point, he said if it's shit, they're just going to scrap it, because we don't really know what that typing experience will be like. Yeah, I love innovation. I love it. At that
point, here, hot take, spicy take, whatever. Is there even a point of announcing it if it's going to, like, let's say it winds up being shit? Was there ever even a point of announcing it?
I mean, I would always argue yes, right? Because sometimes, and maybe programmers in the chat can correct me on this, but I know I'm aware of the fact that something rubber ducky debugging exists, where just the idea of asking the question sometimes will give you the solution. I think in this situation, just presenting the idea of a magnet as a mounting style will provide the eventual solution, even if it's shit in this specific design. So I think it's good no matter how this specific keyboard turns out. And obviously, I never want to see anyone specifically fail, with the exception of very small numbers of people. So I would like for this to succeed, but if it doesn't, let's chalk it up to a thing that didn't work. There's probably 20 designs in the bin that are never going to fucking become key sets in Jefftown, because they're shit. So, they're a great idea that you just can't execute because the colors don't work, or a bad inspiration in the first place. I don't know. I love that. I love that innovation pushing forward, even if it's someone else provides the final answer.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think also from like a marketing perspective, you want to know that there's a want for it and there's a want for that innovation before you do it, because like if you spend all the time and you invest all that money in the prototype and then people are like, you're an idiot, then
no one will buy this.
Yeah, no one will buy this. And you don't want that to happen. At least now hey, it's got support. If it does work out, we can make it happen. But like you, I'm really excited to see this innovation. The more that I look at the Evolve and the more that I read up on it, the more I want it. So
yeah, that's a keyboard that's a 6 to midnight keyboard for me.
Oh yeah.
The more I look at it, that's a 6 to midnight for sure. So what is that?
I got it now. Sorry. It's Delphin's shot solder shrine.
Wow.
There. Delphin, are you in chat? I did it for you, bud. There it is.
So Chewy is
really good friends.
Hey, I've been listening to I posed a question and I heard you out, and I have been convinced otherwise that yes, it is a smarter idea to get interest instead of
well, I'm not mad at you multitasking, sweetheart. I'm saying to label your solder station.
Dude, he's my solder
Delphin.
bro. He's my solder bro. That, and if he shows up to my apartment, he's like, "That's mine." I'm like, "Shit, you're right."
It literally says it's yours. It's amazing.
It's like, this isn't even going to stand up in court. It says it's his.
Except for this evidentiary support.
Except for this receipt
Yeah.
that says it's mine. But no, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think about the fact that obviously don't build something without expecting it to sell and then be like, well,
it's the pickle jar theory. I think Dr. Kevin Casey, which, by the way, when I was in Vegas, I got to see Michael J. Fox. He waved at me. He's a nice guy. But it's the pickle jar. You work at it, you almost got the lid off, and then you hand it to somebody else, and they go pop. You did all the hard work, and now all of a sudden I pop the lid off. So the idea is I want to use magnets as a mounting style, or I want to 3D print metal. At the very least, us working through the prototype, and maybe Salvin does it, or this menu does this, and they figure it out. PBD is a nightmare for all people on the planet Earth, except for Rama, I guess. So at some point, is there a situation where the manufacturer that they use, or the finishing, maybe it's a completely separate group that just specializes that. I don't know anything about that. Or how they actually execute it. But I would assume at some point they looked at failures around and said, oh, this is how you do it correctly. Because if we just change this from all this hard work someone else is already doing, there comes the lid off the pickles.
Boom.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's kind of how gaskets came about, right?
Yeah.
First couple gasket boards were rough, and then people started perfecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And people started working at it and trying different. I mean, you look at the JO1, tried like a billion different gasket materials. So, you started with someone going, hey, we can do something like this, and that could help the feel and the sound of everything. It's going to be great. Excuse me. And then now you've got these awesome isolation mount, the Bauer, the JO1 and JO2, these great boards that are gasket mounts that kind of took from other people's mistakes and made it better. So,
I mean, so I just want to point out something. Voxkey is in chat, said, are you planning another set? And I think I might have witnessed you flash something.
Yeah, so I have leaks. I have leaks for the group. So
okay.
Very soon. So number one, I have a specific request from my friend Luke to talk as much like Minnesotan as I can. Now, and I don't remember if we talked about this on the last stream, but one of the main tricks to talking like you have no fucking idea how to talk is your R's need to be less pronounced as far as like a hard R, kind of subtle there. But you also, any TH words, or any words that end in TH, like Duluth, actually needs to be Duluth, because why would I spend the time making that TH sound? And then also, if you're taking Martha to the bar, you have to do like, kind of that thing and talk about hot dish and you betcha, as my friend Moon has pointed out. Anyways, so I'm going to stop now because I myself want to punch myself in the face. But no, if I can actually bring this up. So first things first, I need to switch back to this desktop because it is just, look, there's a face there and there, and there's one there. It's just, it makes me so happy.
Has anyone from your work asked why that is your background?
So I sit next to the senior director of compliance for our whole America's Theater, and I plugged in my laptop. I had forgotten that I set it like this, and I have 3 monitors at work. And I sat down, and she walked in and said, "What is happening?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I turned back around, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a story."
It's like, is that a porn actor? You know what? Yes.
Yes.
It's just easier.
That's the one.
It's just easier to say. It's just easier to explain it that way.
So a couple of things as far as the leaks go that I can say, and I'm going to let you keep looking at Osiris here. It's something where we'll run IC soon so that we can get feedback and appropriately correct as needed. And then there will be a relatively short IC period, and we'll run group I soon thereafter. But the idea behind this IC isn't necessarily to tweak a ton of things. I want to see if people are actually interested in it, because we're going to run Infinikey PBT, which then we're looking at the key company to help run that. And so the kitting is huge, so I don't really have to worry about the ISO conversation because it's part of the big fucking kits.
You don't have to piss anyone off. It just
naturally
fits
I guess
everyone.
So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this as far as the pictures, but it's green. It's grain. Okay, that's the name of the set. There's a big core kit. There's a big mega add-on kit, right? Pricing and other things are going to come, and that's gonna be a thing. So that'll be soon. I think that I have leaked the desk mat image, or at least part of the desk mat image, on my Insta already, and I'm excited about it because when I went through with Cafe, and I alluded to this based on Ten's question, I wanted to get a lot of plastic for your dollar. And I think Infinikey, especially, I was so sold after I got the 40s sets delivered to me in December that I knew I wanted it to be Infinikey because the legends were crisp, the feel is great, the quality is wonderful. PBTs, probably the most requested thing that I saw from Cafe and all of the responses from that document in the IC thread. So, I wanted to do PBT for this one. I do have some future sets. I want to focus on this one right now. And really the inspiration for this grain set, GRAEN, is the color itself, because I've kind of been obsessed with it for a while. It's this weird, to me, it's vexing or mysterious, because when I look at it on my phone, I'm sure it's a green. And then when I go back and I look at that same image on my phone, I'm sure it's gray with maybe some green tint. And I don't know, it's just like, it reminds me of this like gloomy day. Yeah, it's grain. Like it's both. So it's
just grain.
And I think it'll weirdly match more than you would think initially. And the legend color's nice. The red accent I like a lot. The spelling of grain led itself to a fun novelty in the alphas. So the A is an AE if you want, which is fun. But no, it's a whole thing. So I'm excited about it. I hope people like it. If not, fuck it. We're it either won't hit MOQ or it won't run. So
that's a good. I mean, honestly, that's the best way of thinking about it. If you're a keycap, if you're a keycap designer that wants a set, it's either going to hit MOQ or you're not going to get it.
Yeah, and I know that there's risk associated.
It's kind of simple.
As like the vendor taking it on, I know there's risk associated with that, but it's not like they're not calculated. So as they look through it and we talk through it, obviously they're saying we're certain this will do okay. We wouldn't bring it on if it wasn't. But I am very wrong very frequently. So like this is a very real possibility in life, So I just hope it works well. I've had similar with Cafe. I've had a lot of people along the way that have helped or given feedback that has helped guide me. So, I think we agonized over the red that's an accent in that for a very long time because it had to be just right. It kind of started with this poppy red. Like I think I was thinking about it around Armistice Day, and that kind of really informed that accent that I chose eventually for that. And then I ordered Pantones and things for said red. So it's real. It's a thing that exists. It looks very different on my camera than it does in real life. It's wild to see them next to each other. And the legend and alpha color is somewhere in here. And I think I wrote it down, so hopefully I'll get it right. But anyways,
So Ten Strong says it's based on RAL.
So because it's Infinikey, we're going with Pantones.
Yeah.
Because
I know RAL is like the big thing for GMK. Right?
Well, and so it's an interesting. He's not wrong to want to think about RAL. As far as I am aware, RAL is a far more European focused standard when it comes to color matching because it is in that physical space. RAL is the colors that they use to match to plastics. So I understand some hesitance there, but with the dye sub, Since you can focus on that so much, you don't have to necessarily worry about how the plastic color changes as it's hardened in the mold. So that's why RAL they like so much, because they understand what the final color is going into it. And there's very, very, like, if you order a RAL color, the deviation from the standard is so interesting to look at, because there's 6 or 7 points of deviation from what the benchmark is there. That's really fascinating to me. But with Pantone and dye sub, Pantone A is more global standard, and so when you're looking at these producers in Asia, they're more familiar with Pantone, as far as I'm aware. I again have been wrong many times, but from a dye sub, we can say, I want this more saturated, I need this to be lighter, and all of those. Whereas if I work with GMK, and this maybe isn't as well known, and maybe I'm giving the game away, but when you pick a RAL and you say, GMK, I want this RAL, which for Cafe is 8019 for the mods, they produce a sample and they say, here it is. If you would like to alter that, choose a different fucking RAL. Like they're you can't go back to this very German company and say, could you please saturate that a little more for me? They go, no, choose another RAL. So it's very and yeah, Dixie nailed it on head. So Pantone is more for ink, which dyes up, right? So it's ink is dye.
Yeah.
And then Pantone. So
I do want to see an email from GMK that says, choose another fucking RAL.
Choose another fucking RAL.
And obviously they're more kind about that. And I'm being super reductive. They very clearly will work with you. It's I've done one set through and at the time a relatively new vendor, right? So Canon Keys hadn't been around for quite a year then, and UPass. All that being said, I'm certain that if I'm Dixie and I design a set and I say, this Pantone absolutely has to be the one, because this is the color that you see in life, and we fixate on things. I would be very surprised if they were like, no. So yeah, I mean, it's just I don't see that happening. So anyways, I bet there was a lot of agony over 8008 and what color that was. I bet there's been a lot of agony over all of the sets intentionally. Mm-hmm. So that's the tricky part. I got exceptionally lucky with Cafe, and that the colors they produced came out the way that I needed them to for my own neuroses and desires, and the way that it looked right. So I don't envy a situation like I know it was less than easy to match Peaches and Cream, because that's a very, very, very specific hard color.
Yeah.
But I'm certain that the focus that's gone into it over the time, when that set's delivered, it'll be amazing. So
can't fucking wait. So
it's gonna be good.
Here's my thing. Maybe Dixie can weigh in on this. I want to see. Now, obviously, there's a reason they selected these colors, but I'm curious to know how difficult it would be for GMK to expand their standardized colors.
I think it's a matter of volume.
We're doing, because we're doing obviously more business than last year, and last year did more business than the year before. And not to say like, oh man, like why not? But like, I think that there could be a good way for people to immediately just go, hey, you already have the caps in hand. And because you're missing a lot. I mean, obviously there's a shit ton of colors that you can do, but you're missing a lot of lighter and darker colors on certain things. So I'm curious to know if GMK would just go, hey, we're going to offer like 25 more standard colors. We know how to make these colors. It's easy.
Yeah.
And start sending them out with their like packs of like, here's the GMK sample pack. But at the end of the day, it's their choice. But
yeah, I
wonder how hard it would be to convince them to be like, hey, maybe expand your standard selection.
No, and I would expect, so again, this is me talking on my ass, okay? So I'm not bros with anyone that's at the fucking factory over in Germany. But what I would assume is it's a balance for them. A, with old guard that maybe is the ones that dictate how their business operates, right? So we've always done things the way we've always done them, and we've gotten this result, and it's been good. So why change? Don't fix what ain't broke. And another point I would assume is, I bet that those colors were chosen for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
You know, what was popular at the time? How far do they deviate from their standard based on those 6 or 7 points of color that they're looking at in a physical medium? I then also would maybe wonder just what their process is like. You know, maybe it's, we only have this many colors for this exact purpose, you know? But again, I think to both your and, you know, Dixie kind of pointed out, it in my view should be relatively easy to just expand that. And it could also just be a basic question of, do we have enough space to have this offered as a stock color? Like, and because I know that part of the reason why Handwrite took a little extra was, hey, these are all stock colors and we get that, but we don't have that much of all the stock colors, so we have to order and produce more to do this. So I'm sure that it's a balance of inventory, and just like you would run a normal business, you know, there's a demand and a supply that we keep on hand and a finite amount of space. You know, you see it on Dixie's Insta right now. He literally does not have enough space for if another shipment were to come into his garage. By the way, I guess maybe he's going to move to a warehouse where there's like, you know, maybe 1,250 square feet of space or something. Anyways, I would assume that that's also a part of it. It's probably a very complex equation for them, and maybe they've never even asked at this point, do we increase that? Or maybe it's something in their long-term plans that it takes a long time, because if there's one thing I know about Germans, they're very slapdash. So they'll do things on willy-nilly and turn on a dime. I would be willing to bet that they've asked this question maybe 18 months or longer ago with the increase in GMK, and maybe that process to get there is taking longer because, you know, they're going about it in a very logical, methodical engineering way.
Or they don't have time to get the colors right.
It's also possible. You know?
I've got so many goddamn.
We just don't know, right? So that's the thing, is we just don't know.
I think there's also the aspect of maybe they could be waiting to see, like, okay, maybe these like 4 or 5 RAL colors have been used on a bunch of different sets this past year. Let's keep these in stock because it seems like this one specific or these few RAL colors are in a lot of sets. Let's make this a stock color because we know how to do this. Or hey, maybe we just get to a point where Olivia has like, it's Olivia plus because it's run every year and they sell 5,000.
So another thing too is like, once they match a color and they know the specific amounts based on the batch size that they're doing, like it's relatively easy, at least as I understand it, for them to say, all right, so here are the amounts. This is what we did last time. We can verify that before we go to production. But I bet they didn't go through 7 damn rounds of color match for the Olivia pink. You know, like,
I'm
they
sure.
Said there's
an Excel spreadsheet
and it's done,
or a folder on someone's computer that's like, hey, by the way, did you keep the Modern Dolce color codes? Yeah, okay, all right, well then throw them in.
Yeah, because I mean that's part of you pay to have samples made, right, to color match, right? So you're paying for the dyes and the plastic because they have to make them in a statistically sized, in a scaled batch, so that you can guarantee once you go into larger scale, it's going to be correct. So, you especially as the vendor eat that cost, right? So, I assume that if you're doing a round 2 of something, you're not sitting there for 4 months sending packages back and forth between you and Germany and saying, oh, we got to pick another RAL, or we need this saturated.
No, it's not pick another RAL. It's pick another fucking RAL.
Yeah, pick another fucking RAL, asshole. This isn't how we do shit around here. Okay?
Oh, we stepped it up. Now it's pick another fucking RAL, asshole.
Yeah, takes it right there. Obviously, they say they're colorists. Like, obviously, it would be silly for them to not.
Oh man.
What if that was like by designer though? Like, how funny would that be if they were like, I only want to run this once, and I don't want anyone to ever run it again.
Well, and then
like,
that's another
delete
thing.
Everything.
Folds are there. Like they're a unless it's something super specific where the like Drop would own the molds, or if Mike would say, fuck them, I only want to be the one that ever owns these, or if it's a licensing thing with Disney, for the like those molds now exist, and people use them because GMK owns them because they eat the cost in making them, or they put it into the cost of the set, right? So like I was excited to see GMK Pulse have the kit that had Arabic sub-legends on it, because I want to see those sub-legends in die sub, or not in die sub, in double shot. Like, I'm excited to see that on more key sets. Like, and I know that it's obviously die sub and it's cat, but to see those sub-legends on Oasis makes me excited. That was an original genesis of the dark kit for Cafe, was I wanted those Arabic sub-legends as a part of it. But the molds didn't exist. So it was like, I could charge people $150 for this add-on kit or not have them. So, that was part of it too. This is basically an entire set of artisans, so
yeah.
Thanks to Mito and Drop for making those a thing now that hopefully, unless they own them, other people could use. So, which I also like, I wish that there was a catalog of all the molds that were available, like if that was a thing that we had access to, because I know with Amir's new set with Rouge, the 2 has the heart over it, which is an old mold that they've had for years, and he either someone tipped him off to it, or he saw it on like an OG double shot set. So I think that's my favorite key of 2020 so far, is that stupid 2 that has a heart over it. I don't know why I love it. But I think it's great. Which, if you're watching right now, I don't care if it's the VOD the next day or not, go to that interest check, look at McSurphy's renders, and whether you think it's great to have him next to makeup, or you don't give a shit, or you want to troll for that, doesn't matter. Zoom in as far as you can, because that crazy SOB put fuzz on the keycaps. Like how your keycaps collect dust, they're in the renders, and he hit him there. It's wild. It blew my mind, dude.
Which set is this?
I mean, yes, you could put a 2 on a heart, or the heart on the 2, even if it didn't exist. But the fact that those molds already exist is why I'm kind of geeking out about it. Yeah, it's GMK Rouge.
Yeah,
so
it's an interesting set.
Zoom in on those. I mean, I like it. I like subtle. It's not like it's not Handerbite, right? Like there's some interesting solid colors in there that I think work well together. I mean, I'll probably buy it. Like, I like it a lot.
Now I have to zoom in to see fuzz. Yeah, it's an interesting set because it has like most GMK sets have like a normal, like the normal standard color scheme. Chewy, this will be one that's breaking the mold for you, as you always want to see. This one is definitely doing that.
I can't fucking find it. Someone link me in chat. There now.
I love the frustration we have. I'm like, damn it, we can't see it right away.
Goddamn!
I have to spend 12 seconds.
It's got
it's
got literally like 3 keys that are different from in color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this one was very Firefly-esque.
I mean, yeah, very similar. But
not to be like. Did he pick the RAL colors? I know that was like a big problem. Like, did he? Because I know he like didn't pick RAL colors or something. I'm not trying to be a dick. That's just like an actual thing that happened.
No, I don't. I honestly, I haven't.
He like didn't pick RAL colors
the last 6 months or so, and I just
change it. Like I'm not, like I mean, Amir's a cool guy. I've talked to him a few times, or obviously we've had him on the channel, and then I've chatted with him multiple times. Like, people make mistakes. It just sucks because there are a lot of mistakes that aren't talked about, and then when the tiny one does happen, like he could have never said anything and gotten as close as he could, and it would have totally worked out. And I respect the fact that he was like, you know what, I fucked up, and I'm just gonna come out right out and say it. So like mad respect because there was really no real reason he needed to say that. So
Yeah. No.
I mean, still kind of a dumb move that he didn't do it. Like in reality, it's like, hey, everybody else is doing it this way. You probably should too. Because if it works, why if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, well, let's call a duck a duck, right? It's no secret in the community that Amir happens to be a relatively polarizing individual, right? But
Opinionated.
where I sit in my chair today, he's never been anything but wonderful to me. So I can't really speak to because I'm not able to capture as much chat as I used to anymore. So, anyways, that being said, I like Rouge. I thought Firefly was a great set. I can see how someone would go, oh, they're the same or very similar. I don't know. I'm a fan of subtlety, so I think that they're different enough, especially in a subtle perspective, that I like this set. I would even go so far as to say it's a pink set, right? Like I like that it's a subtly pink set. So that's where I stand on that, gentlemen. I'm very Stephen A. Smith hot takes today.
Well, thank you, because Harry Carey here. No, I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. Hey!
What is happening to our stream?
If the boom's made of barbecued spare ribs.
Oh
Anyway,
man.
God.
Hot takes, bud. Hot takes.
If the moon were made of cheese.
Hell, I'd go back for seconds.
Okay.
What were we talking about again?
I have the eclipse sitting on my screen right now. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, I fuck with this board. It's the TKL that's got its head chopped off.
Yeah, the F-rolless TKO.
The F-rolless
TKO. Give me all the things without an F-row.
You know what's funny? I
don't want an F-row.
I don't want.
Give me a cipher. Give me an eclipse. Give me the nebula.
I either want that, no F-row, full size, or I want a 75%. I want an F-row because I like showing off the keycap set. Like, I think the nuances of tying the whole keycap set together with the F5 through F8, like, I miss that a lot on 60%.
Yeah.
Like, you miss the full effect of a keycap set when that's why I don't like monocolored F-rows. So I'm like, you're missing that like added extra.
You're a fan of contrast. You want the yin and the yang.
The yi and the ha, actually, is how you say it
I would bet that you're a salted caramel fan with that salty sweet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, see?
I fuck with salted caramel. I can go there's like salted caramel ice cream in my
there you
or
go.
Halo Top, whatever ice cream.
Every now and again, I'm a good guesser. Every now and again.
I mean, I guessed how many days earlier.
Yeah, which we should bring the chat in.
Oh, yeah, chat. Here, let's do a poll.
We could do a poll. How many days has it been since I have shaved? How many days has it been since I have shaved?
What a great use of polls.
Obviously, we are adults, and this is what the keyboard show should have, is how many days has it been since Langelandia shaved this beard? Including today. We will be nice.
You are not getting respect from this chat.
You know what? I do have to give a straight up nice to B-Rez. I'm going to guess that individual has been around a druid or two in his life.
Dude, Brez is the man. Brez, like, shout out to Brez again, by the way. Because Brez, without us asking, without anything, just straight up dug through all of our content, all of our videos to find all of the fast 4 answers and go through and fill them out. And just like mad respect to Brez 1623. We need to hook you up. We'll get you something fun sometime soon.
Which means you'll never get anything.
Man,
nothing in this community is fun.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Well, we'll leave that poll open for a while. I have
it's got like
completely
2.5
hijacked
minutes.
this keyboard thread for 2 hours, or this keyboard stream for 2 hours. Did you have things that you wanted to actually talk about that we haven't? Because I'll
talk about the leaks, man. We can talk, dude. That's fine. Like how can we talk about how when you type on an Alice, it feels like you're typing on like a spaceship keyboard? I feel like I'm at a control center.
I love the reaction that you get to typing on an Alice. The sheer mind-numbing. How do you do that?
I love.
You tilted the keys 45 degrees, and the world, their brains just stopped.
I love the people that try and type on it and then they go. So I want to tell a quick story. I'm going to move my camera a little bit. So hold on.
Oh God, shit just got real, guys. What's happening?
All right, this is perfect. So this person, I'm going to unplug this.
Oh, I know this story.
This person, bless her heart, great teacher. Great
bless her heart. What a southern gent.
That means you dumb fuck, by the way.
Exactly. She's pretty.
Bless her heart. She picks her up because I said, "Oh, you should pick it up. It's really heavy." And she picks it up. She goes, "Why is it so heavy?" Mind you, I've done this because I'm trying to protect it. But the cable is still plugged in, and she goes, "Wow, it's really heavy," and just bends the cable like in half. And just so the cable, the yellow and gold cable that or not yellow and gold, the yellow and green cable that I made on the Zap has officially hit 10,000 views. The Zap cable build. That one's broken now because she just slammed it against the table and snapped it. And it was a bad day.
That was a bad day. But you know what? It's okay. Because you got more.
Mm-hmm. If only Zap sponsored you in some way.
If only way. But that's like the first one that I built. Or I guess second one that I got like working. And or maybe it's the first one. I don't remember. 7-1. 7 get 7 days.
It was including today. It's been 7 days. I've shaved.
So good on you.
I have maybe 11 hairs. I could probably name all of them. Like this one will be Ruben. And we'll have Carlos. Maybe Alexis. We'll have it be one of them be a gal. You know,
just one.
Well, I mean a couple. You know, it's a family. You know, you could have an all male family. You could also have an all female family. You know, we're woke up in here. It's the way it is.
We're woke up in here. Oh man.
Well, if you guys have any questions you would like to ask Mr. Langelandia or myself or Osiris or the dog behind Osiris,
Nuvis, you want to answer some questions?
I'm interested. I'm interested in your seemingly keen fascination with Egyptian gods. Is that a theme throughout your life?
I am too, and it's not just let them talk.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay. I have Egyptian things tattooed on me.
Okay. What specifically?
I have an all-seeing eye, so I'm a basic white boy. That's like the pumpkin spice latte of tattoos.
You got the PSL of tattoos,
dude. Well, I've got that, and then I've got the bald eagle.
He got the butterfly.
I've got the bald eagle holding a snake in the American traditional styling. But yes, I have an all-seeing eye, ironically, on my foot, so that's interesting. But no, I've always loved Egyptian gods. I think the mythology a lot around it is really interesting. It's really cool. When I was younger, we had the Tutankhamun exhibit here at the Dallas Museum of Art.
So
I went to that, and that was kind of like the turning point.
A formative experience for you.
We had that for a long fucking time too. That was when we were in high school, right?
Mm-hmm. So I like to think. I like to think of life. I like to think of life in a before and after moments. Okay, so there's a thing there's your life before this thing happens, and then there's the rest of your life after. Like there was my life before we moved off the farm, and there's the rest of my life after that. There's my life before I started dating my wife. There's everything after that. For you is a before after, right? I like that. I think that's good. Anyways, sorry, I wanted to ask.
Mine's super easy. It's working at Guitar Center. So we got a couple questions. Let's see.
You can't just drop that and then leave it.
I met like all the closest.
Are you in a band?
Are you a
struggling musician?
I was.
Yeah, we were both struggling musicians.
I met 2 of my 5 groomsmen worked at Guitar Center that I met.
Oh, nice. That's good.
We were in high school, so Osiris being one of them.
Yep.
And our mod, Willio 70, groomsmen. And at long story short, because I don't want to reveal his name, but we hired him because of his we're like, well, we have to hire this guy because his name was close to our boss's name. And we were like, that's too funny. We have to hire him. And that's great.
There it is.
All right. So we got, let's see.
I can't wait to answer Luke's questions.
Yeah. Favorite keyboard conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So Rust today had the misfortune of engaging with me in a loopy moment. And I went off because I am the opposite of someone that typically believes in conspiracy theories. I think they're hilarious. Just hilarious how you can lie to yourself and get there. The moon landing being fake, or the earth is flat, or whatever you want to say. Fluoride's a neurotoxin. Doing it to poison us. Squatch is real. God, I saw a guy with a giant Sasquatch sticker on his truck today, and I don't care if I'm offending you. It's fucking ridiculous to believe that it's real. But anyways, favorite keyboard conspiracy theory. I would guess. So, do you know? Are you familiar with the Phoebus cartel?
Nope.
Do you know about the Phoebus cartel?
Mm-mm.
So Phoebus, as far as I'm aware, was a Greek god of light in some capacity, and in the early 20th century, there were big players in the light bulb industry, and there literally was a real conspiracy where these manufacturers of light bulbs reduced the lifetime of hours of light bulbs from, it was like 3,000 hours to 1,000 hours, so they could sell more light bulbs. Right? It's the first documented instance of planned obsolescence, like when your iPhone magically stops working after 2 years. Oh, I wonder why. So I think I'm going to put it out there that there's a Phoebus cartel similar situation with maybe it's manufacturers or someone in our community that is intentionally either choosing the colors that all of a sudden are super popular for sets that are approved, or what materials are all being used. I don't know. It feels like the trends are too sharply changed, and then all of these things do all of that thing all at the same time for it to not be like a concerted effort. And I will again go on record as saying that is patently false and not likely at all. But if I had to pick a conspiracy theory that I would maybe, if I were very drunk or stupid, believe, I think that's the one that I would believe.
I have one.
So, okay,
I have one.
Please.
That I just thought
Please,
about.
God.
So, we've all seen that Kono has they've run some good sets recently, but they've also run some sets that probably were not the best idea to run and did not do well.
Take on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've had to purchase those out, or they have purchased those out. What if Kono.store is a money laundering scheme for a drunk friend?
Yes. 100%. I'm believing in this. Sold. You sold me.
Here's the other one.
The reason
right?
why sometimes you have radio silence from Kono for like
Yeah.
a week is because it's a shared inbox with 15 vendors, and their Kono is the dumping ground.
So you say,
like, oh, we can't take the set, but we want to make money. Kono's the dumping ground. At some point, somebody will respond to that fucking email. I'm not doing it right now.
you say that, but it's actually 14 vendors. All right, here's why.
This is my favorite conversation I've ever entered into.
Mike and Garrett are the same person.
Ooh.
They're really good at getting that same actor to play the same Garrett and Mike character. Then
Garrett and Mike are the same fucking person. The same guy that runs Novel Keys was getting too much. There's too much. And he kept trying to explain to the tax companies, no, I promise it's keyboards. They kept thinking it was laundering. He was like, fine, I'll start a new fucking company.
I'll have two then, bitch.
And I'll just have a P.O. box that I can ship shit to. Dixie and Mike are the same person. Anyway.
I thought until I saw and touched one in person that Zeno was a conspiracy theory. I was so sure.
I feel like there's a lot that goes around Zeal that could turn into a conspiracy.
Someone put shit in the water and it was fake. It never happened. It's like Kazam, the video game. Do you remember it? Because apparently people remember it. Apparently it was never a thing.
What game?
Kazam, the video game. Remember the movie with Shaq where he was a genie?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently the video game exists somewhere, but never did.
What about a conspiracy theory that you can do two ways, right? So Duroc is still technically a part of KBD fans, and they're just profiting off of all of that without having to sell on the storefront. Or two, it's actually just Gatoron, and they wanted to increase their volume of sales.
Gatoron is
Duroc.
Gatoron is,
and they just wanted to increase their sales, and they knew that they could make their pricing lower, but they didn't want to do that. So they're just producing these switches in order to increase revenue.
Guys, I want it to go in video and audio record. 10 Strong admitted he cried at Kazam.
Okay. All right, there it is.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, so one last conspiracy theory. Keyboards aren't real, man.
We're all just typing from our iPhones. Anyway, when is PC gaming with subs happening after Mech Madness? We've talked about it. We believe that more than 4 streams a week would be too much at this point.
That'll be exciting.
Osiris needs his living room, guys.
I want to be able to sit on my couch and watch sports.
I'm sorry. Never in the history of ever has this actually made sense, but fuck your couch. Okay?
It's right here.
It happened.
Half of it's
we
right there.
Did it. We did it, everyone.
Yeah, I've got a casting couch behind me, and then the other half is leaning up against the wall.
We did it.
Let's see. What layouts pique your interest lately when looking? There's 2 layouts that I want personally. I want 60% with F-Row, so no arrow keys, just basically a win keyless 60 with an escape, the 12 F keys, and a delete. Or I want the Cooler Masters Master Keys Pro M layout, which was an amazing layout.
What?
All right, I gotta here. No, I'll find it.
Okay, quick. While you're looking for that, Undercover Brother, UB, I love you too. Okay, you're my hotness. Give me that Nebula. Oof. That's the layout I want. I want me some Cypher. I want 1800 F Rollis. That's what Daddy needs. Gib.
Oh, API is here, so I can start shitting on her too.
Oh shit! Her stream is more attended than this one. She's prettier than me, which, admittedly, I'm not mad at her for.
I bet her face and your face are the same after 7 days.
Yeah, her face definitely looks better after 7 days. Because I only grow facial hair a little right here. Okay, I get the 13-year-old mustache that you can't even see on my stream.
The ones that make you unable to
then
go visit your elementary school kids.
It only grows here, not like here or like a full neck beard, just a line,
just a Fu Manchu.
So you get like a landing strip,
a double.
Yeah, basically a face facing strip.
Right.
So Cyrus, what are your layouts you're excited for?
Did you look at this? Did you look at this Master Keys, by the way, Lang?
Also, I did notice, by the by, that you spelled peak correctly when asking your question about which one piques your interest.
Like a
so 10
P-I-Q-U-E?
points to Gryffindor for that. All right, I'll look at this fucking garbage.
Dude, I want this. I want this layout so bad.
It's a pretty
now
sweet looking
my
layout.
phone will have Cooler Master in its history now.
Yeah, well,
you know what?
You need to know that.
Cooler Master makes good PC cases.
Wait, you want the ISO?
No. It's not the ISO. It's the.
Oh, well, in one of the product shots for their software, it shows the ISO version.
Yeah, they do use ISO in some of their product shots. But
it's to let the children know that ISO is a thing. How is it?
I'm excited for more 75%. I would like to get another 75. And then I also agree with the F-Roless TKL. I think I want to try to get one of those this year.
Yeah, I need it. I need it super bad. I thought that F-Roless either TKL or 1800 was the layout for the wife. Austin is the layout for the wife because it has a full 0 on it. The full numpad 0, the 2U. But I realized the reason that I was convincing myself that I needed the F-Roless 1800 layout, like Nebula, is because I want it. I need it in my life.
GMK...
Also, I love that Apiary is saying she and I have the same facial hair, and that's unfortunate for both of us. Sorry. I cut you off for like the 10th time.
You're good. You're good. So GMK Apollo versus Botanical. You can only choose one. Which one do you pick?
Botanical, easy. Not even
easy.
Yeah, that's a
easy. Dude.
That's an easy clap for me as well. Botanical.
Easy. I do not like Apollo. I don't like. Wow. I like the colors of Apollo. I don't like how I don't like how they designed it. I get how they designed it. I appreciate the fact that it's going for the space theme. I get that. Not for me.
No,
plus,
I'm sorry.
You're asking. You asked, you pick what?
Listen, Botanical is fantastic. Apollo wins for me every time you put those two together because of my attachment to not only are Buzz and Neil a part of the novelties in the alphas there, but also Michael Collins. You fuckers even remember Michael Collins? The poor bastard that gets to go to the moon and not land. That poor son of a bitch, the forgotten astronaut, Michael Collins. And he's included in this set. Like my emotions are attached. And it's a gray set that matches everything with fun accents.
They didn't go to the moon.
Yeah, it's just a Stanley Kubrick movie.
All right. I'm also never going to vote against green. The only time I would vote against green is if I'm voting for green, therefore voting against another.
Like you did with Waves.
Yes.
Savage, man.
Let's see.
When they were doing the layoffs, they had a VP of an entire business section lay off his whole team, and then they fired him.
Can you tell Lang?
That's awful.
It was savage. And that love you that I did a shout out was because UB said, tell Lang I love him. Boom.
Let's see. All right. Anything else? Anything else you want us to do a little verses of?
Versus? Do we want to do a versus?
Like, well, Apollo versus Lunar, but only the novelty kits. I'd have to see a picture.
Yeah.
Ashes versus Botanical, still Botanical.
Sorry, Ashes.
Yeah, that's harder to me because
That's harder because I really like Ashes.
Yeah. Ashes is good. Again, it's not fair because I really like Botanical and it's green.
Can I just buy both and call it a day? Can I buy all three? I'm gonna sell a keyboard and I'm just gonna buy all three. Like that's literally my solution to wanting all three. Like not kidding.
Easy Moto.
So
okay, GMK Skeletor, Botanical, Moto Shoko, Moto.
Skeletor exists and it makes me mad. I'm sorry. No. I love whoever put that up because I'm not looking and I don't want to know. Maybe it was Urban. He loves Skeletor. No. Okay, no. And also, Urban, if you're watching, Necro is not good. Okay?
Fight me.
Moving on.
Ashes versus Apollo versus Lunar. I pick Ashes.
Ashes, Apollo, Lunar. Wait, Ashes, Apollo, what?
Lunar.
I think he got the order correct. Ashes first, Apollo second, Lunar last.
Lunar's a set? Ashes, Apollo, and Botanical is what we were talking about. Lunar.
Yeah, Lunar is also a...
Which one's Lunar? God.
It's another GMK set.
How can anyone keep these straight?
Exactly.
You know what? The fact that I have to buy minimum 5 sets this month drives me nuts.
No one's making you buy these
sets. Don't you dare.
See how fast his head turned
before Little. I even no one is making me. The fact that they designed
he fucking knew exactly what
I love Stuart Little.
Stuart Little.
So Voxkey asks, here's a good one for Jeff. Taking a pick of Hand or Bite on an Iron FE or owning an Iron FE, you can only choose one.
I choose the picture.
The memes are
go for the memes
because in this scenario you didn't say I couldn't have a different version of the Iron. So I'm leaning on the fact that I have a different version of the Iron.
There you go. Okay. Only one board for the rest of your life. This one. My Fiel.
Only one board the rest of my life. Oh,
Fiel's Icos Mara Dolch.
Just now saying that I want the picture more than the FE, I would probably choose the FE. The Iron 165 FE. Having that proto, feeling how consistent that plate is, gun to head, I pick that. Quality, pound for pound, dollar for dollar. Knowing what I know now, I would choose that.
Yeah, Botanical or a Fiel.
Botanical. Look, I'm certain that Fail is great. Okay, like I've typed on them. I'm certain they're great. It's a really, really good tray mount, and I'm just not into tray mount super a lot.
Just like what you like.
You know,
I want you to type out. You're going to type on my, and you're going to be like, okay,
and I'm going to love it. I'm certain I will. I'm sure that it's great.
I felt really bad, by the way, last night because you were like, I was playing Apex, and I think Lang may have even been in the chat, and I forgot that I had not like explicitly said, by the way, I put Holy Jesus in the Baka instead of Zycos.
Yeah,
and when you started,
you didn't tell me.
Hey, not my fucking fault.
I opened that. I took the cap off.
He was like, and I was these Zycos, I'm so excited.
Wait
and I was
a minute.
like, and well, it's funny. I'm listening to it, but I'm playing Apex. I had it on my other monitor, and I was like, oh shit. And my wife's like, what? And I'm like, it's like Eric doesn't know that I changed the switches in that board. And he's saying this, fuck. And I literally ran into a corner in the room and stopped for a sec, so I could be like, dude, those are just Holy Jesus switches. Genuinely felt bad.
10 asks a good question, and I think we should all answer this because I intentionally used an ISO board for an extended period of time. ISO every board or full right shift every board?
Full right shift, because that would take away my split backspace.
Yeah,
I have to agree.
Right shift.
I have to agree because even on a 60, I would just turn that into my up arrow. Fuck right shift. It's so dumb. It's so useless.
I use it. I literally use it for questions. That's the only. Which at that point I would just get rid of the / just change it to a question mark. So, well,
I think I've annoyed everyone enough for long enough.
Well, you have answered this before, but we're going to go into our last 2 questions before we wrap up for the evening.
The first one will be, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about the community right now?
Man, my absolute favorite thing is the friends that I get. Like, I don't give a shit what community you're a part of. The fact that you can share something that you're, whether it's justifiably passionate about or not, The fact that you're passionate about something, weird or otherwise, is so great to share with other people. I have friends at work based solely on the fact that we've only ever talked about Bachelor or Bachelorette. Okay. I am weirdly super passionate about that garbage fucking television show, and I will talk to you about it for hours. Okay. Peter is dumb. I hate him. Let's move on past it. That being said, I connect with them because we're passionate about it, and I have friends as a result. I'm weirdly passionate about pieces of plastic and things that go click clack and metal and designs and color picking and all that shit. And man, I love it. I love it so much. I love the friends. The thing that I don't right now, the thing that I don't like about the community is that I don't have enough time for. I'm gonna call her her. I want to get back deep in it, right? I wish that I could spend more time in both Mechs on Deck and Top Clack and in Minterly's chat and in my own Discord and fucking Smith and Rune and answer questions in Exclusives 8.5 chat. And it's just, you just can't. Like, it's too big now. It no longer feels like the small neighborhood, which I think I hate the most, because there are so many people that are super active that I'll just never get to chat with. And that sucks, man. And I'm not gonna lie. Last time I think I answered that people can be really shitty. That's like maybe the one conspiracy theory that I can get on board with is I think that there's intentional drama to keep people's eyes on the fucking, either eyes off of the important thing or eyes on the community, keep them engaged. Because again, a Jeff, boy howdy, do I love some drama. I told you I love Bachelor. Man. Give me some trash. Oh, I'm gonna eat it up.
We love spice here. We love
spice. Give me spicy
spice.
And people like spice. People like talking to me. Our streams explode when spicy shit happens. When everybody's like, it's like
fucking.
So a group buy went off.
What is that bullshit?
A group buy went off, and it hit MOQ and it sold well and it delivered on time. No one cares about that. People want to go, why the fuck was this delayed 14 months?
You want to hear me holler for a hot minute? Let's talk about Doro, okay? And to think that I passed on Lumina for Doro, the fucking world of shit that I could have gotten in.
Why not both? That's what Chewy did with
M0110. Los dos, amigo. Oh,
like close to about $700.
Yeah, you know what, 10? Where is my goddamn milk? Boys, I am patient, Mr. Royal. I understand things happen. I was told October.
Hey, dude, I was told
November. My meme.
I was told November for the M010.
I want my meme.
Anyway, last question. Officer Parks and Rec.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
There it is.
All right,
hey. Guys.
So to end it, I talked about before and afters. I recently had a before and after. I knew that my wife was the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, because one night we were sitting around and she said, "Do you want to watch Step Brothers?" And I was like, "I'm gonna marry this woman."
Fair enough.
I think it was last week. She said, "Will you watch all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine with me?" I was like, well, there's my life with my wife before Brooklyn Nine-Nine and my wife together, because I've watched it all. And now there's my life with my wife after we've watched all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine together as we continue to work through it. Amazing. Good times.
That's how my wife and I are with Letterkenny.
Oh,
that was all we ever quote.
Well, to be fair.
It's like, what the fuck?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, that'll be it. Thank you, Mr. Langelandia, for coming on the show, getting leaky, getting conspiracy-y, talking our butts off, which is what we love. Showing off some boards. Thank you, guys. Mr. Osiris, what do we have coming up?
So on Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific, we will be live with our third episode. Count it. 1, 2, 3. Third episode.
We're good at the fingers and the thing. Charizard bandage.
If you're not from America, it's this, right? That's
well, and if you're German, it's this.
And that.
Yeah.
Well, this is sign language, so
Well, yeah, but it's
3.
it's obviously this is your first digit, this is your second, there's your third, because it's logical, yeah.
But 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific, Mech Madness live, episode 3, happening right here at twitch.tv, Mech's on Deck, and also literally right here in my apartment. So be sure to come hang out. We're going to be doing some cool new things this week that we've been preparing for, to kind of show off some things a little bit better for you. So come hang out with us.
Oh, and hey, a quick reminder. I know you went through some sponsors at the top of the show, but I mean, at the very least, a quick shout out for the diehards that stayed through to the end. Buy shit from the people that help this content be a thing, please.
Of course, switchmod.net/mexondeck, 4% off your lube and spring needs. Zap Cables makes the best cables in the business. Go get an olive coil cabled as soon as you can, as well as some desk mats. Dixie Mech, you can go to mexondeck.dixiemech.com to pick up GMK Botanical, as well as make sure you are following him on Instagram to vote on Mech Madness. Project Keyboards, he's going to be running GMK Ashes for the rest of this month. Be sure to check out that set, as it's such a great set, matches with everything. Canakeys running Cat Atlantis and GMK Honey. I almost said GMK Honeywell. GMK Honey.
Great
so
sets.
Both awesome sets. So be sure to check, as well as some new VHS themed desk mats for all you 90s folks and 80s folks, as well as Type Beast. Be sure to get in on his newsletter. Thank you guys. Those are our amazing sponsors.
Killed it.
Man, I don't got shit for you. I don't have anything else.
That's it. All right.
Just want to get drunk.
Who are we going to raid?
Want to say bye and get drunk?
Hey, dude.
I mean, hey, it is a Wednesday.
What are they going to do? Fire me? Probably.
What are you going to do?
True. Oh, this is the world we live in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everything's on fire. It's fine. It's fine.
Some people just want to see the world burn. And
I'm going to fire myself from Mech's on Deck.
Ooh, yeah. Let's raid Josh. I am me or you.
Dude,
let's
raid
him.
He's one of the first picks. Him, and it's always tough because I'm always like, man, I wish you could raid, but I wish you could like split the raid.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to go to Apiary and who wants to go to Josh? But Apiary usually finishes at the same time. So,
well, that'll be it for us.
Joke there. But thank you for having me on, guys.
We definitely appreciate you stopping by. Go check out I Am Me or You. Come hang out on Friday, and we'll see y'all then.
Bye, Switch Tester.